I've got the officials.
Brad, ABCD 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brad 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Live from Hamilton. Not Hamilton. Yeah. Well, live from Chandler High School, just about set for kickoff on a beautiful night for football. Mark McClune alongside Brad Sesmat, and thanks for inviting me into the booth tonight. And
we let anybody in here.
Well, you might find that to be true in just a minute, but having called games in this great state and in this great region for so long, it's great to be back in the booth and really excited to see the two teams that we have on the field tonight go head-to-head.
Well, Chandler High at 6-2 and Basha at 4-4. Here's two schools, Mark, that they're separated by about 10 miles out here, and while the big rivalry is on Arizona Avenue, typically between Chandler and Hamilton, to say that there is no love lost between these two schools would be an understatement. The last couple of years when they've played, they've been high-scoring games. 2 years ago, Basha won 58-41. Last year, Chandler was down 17-0, came all the way back to win 41-31. So two very good teams. Two big-time programs, one of the top games in the state. A lot of fun here tonight.
Well, let's talk about the Chandler Wolves riding high, and that might be the understatement of the year after a victory over the Hamilton Huskies, their arch rival, their first win ever over Hamilton in 17 years. Do you feel like that is a win that can vault this Chandler Wolf program forward?
Well, just look at what's happened the last couple of weeks. You beat Hamilton, and all of a sudden you have a ton of confidence. In the last 2 weeks, Chandler has outscored their opponents since that game 132-16. 132-16. And so tonight you have a desperate team in Basha trying to get to the postseason, and you have a Chandler team that's looking at positioning one of the top three teams in the state. Should be a good ball game.
Well, just about set to kick it off here. Scott Knutson will put a foot into it for the Chandler Wolves in the blue with the white pants. And we're underway from Chandler High School. It is high, it is deep, and it will be fielded and fumbled at the 1 yard line and wrapped up and dropped at the 6. That's where Basha will take over. Brandon Yamamoto couldn't make the play, couldn't field the kickoff, and the Basha Bears start immediately in a hole.
Yeah, he had it, took his eyes off it, up the field he wanted to go, and now Basha, led by quarterback Zach Werlinger, 6'2", senior, and he has some very good playmaking skills, talent on the receiver side and at running back. And, of course, for Chandler, you're talking about a very strong defense at all three levels. And
if you're doing the two screens, which we know everybody likes to do, there's an excellent article right now on the Basha Bears football website about Werlinger, the quarterback, number 10, who will start is he going to go under center, or is he going to go out of the pistol formation? They bunch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers to the bottom of their screen and bring the tight end Trey Nall in motion. And to start the game, it looks like Werlinger is going to survey the scene. Here he goes. He'll fake the run to the inside. No. A handoff and absolutely nowhere. And you see the Chandler Wolf defense is, you see the talent right there immediately for the Wolves.
Well, Rajon Mayweather, very talented tailback for Basha, but has been hampered by a groin injury. Nowhere to go right off the top. Jordan Hoyt, one of the senior leaders, along with J.R. Hunt, in on the stop, a 4-yard loss.
So a 2nd down and 14, ball spotted on the 5. Once again, Basha moving guys around their tight end, Nall, and penalty flag. And is that going to be a false start and going to move Basha up even more? Not the start that Bernie Buskin's Basha Bears were looking for here against Chandler.
You've got Sean Aguano, the head coach, who's done a very good job at Chandler High. Obviously, the win over Hamilton is what people have talked about. A couple losses on the year to St. John Bosco, one of the top programs in California, and Basha at 4-4. 3 really tough plays to start the game out with.
So ball spotted on the 2. Werlinger to go out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to the top of his screen. There is Merriweather in the slot. Werlinger going to throw. He's got some time out of his end zone. He drops it off for Merriweather, and Merriweather ahead, spinning, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage That'll set up a 3rd and long for the Bears.
About 3rd and 9, and a nice patient delivery by Werlinger. That's one of his strengths, is he likes to keep the play alive, whether it's through scrambling. There's some that believe that Zach Werlinger is one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the state, even though he has not gotten a whole lot of attention as of yet. The speed, though, Mark, of that Chandler defense, not much room there for Merriweather.
Well, let's see if he can make a play here on 3rd and 9. They empty the backfield. That is Merriweather, bottom of your screen, standing right next to his quarterback. Motion now for the Bears. Werlinger some time. He fires, and he's got Merriweather, it looks like, top of your screen. And check that. Number 84, Kendall Griffin, and he's close to the marker. Do you think he got it, Brad?
I don't think so. Depends on the spot here. It looks like Mark is just a little bit short. Kendall Griffin, a 6-foot junior. Boy, you see the speed of Chandler just in those first couple of plays. It looked like initially when he dumped it off that was going to be enough for a first down. And he just gets it.
Yeah, he got a good spot right there because he was kind of gang tackled there right against the sticks, kind of running east to west instead of north and south. But, I mean, Basha goes from being backed up in the shadow of its own goalpost to a first down. How did Werlinger pull that one off? Let's see what else he has in his bag of tricks here. 1st down and 10, just underway from the 19. Basha with the football. There goes Merriweather. Merriweather up the middle. And penalty flag comes in late. I think Werlinger got hit in the backfield by one of the linebackers for Chandler, so that might tack more on.
There's no question about it. That was a late hit, very late hit. And Sean Aguano's not happy about that because that would have been a bit of a loss, actually a big loss. And coming over the sidelines and being lit up, that's J.R. Hunt, the U of A commit, with the big hit there, the late hit on Werlinger, an easy call to make for the referee.
Wow, and 3 plays, Basha goes from the 3-yard line to its own 40. So definitely some mental toughness there for the Bears. They did not panic, and if you're just joining us, big 2nd down from the 3-yard line to Rajon Merriweather, and then a first down connection for the Bears, and now they're sitting at 1st down and 10 from their own 40, driving just underway here at Chandler High School.
I like that, though, by Sean Aguano. He pulls Hunt out, they get into him, and he's going to put him back in the game in a minute. A mental mistake, you can't have those.
And the give is to Merriweather again. Merriweather bouncing it outside, and a huge chunk on 1st down, and the Bears continue marching right down the field.
That left side of the line, offensive line coach Don Murray, who was at Hamilton as a strength coach for a long time, has been at Basha, running behind Cody Scholl, the senior, and Brett Nicholson at 6'3", 280, the big uglies they call them up front, and it gives them a nice run.
That's where the game is won right there. 2nd down and 3 from the 47. Werlinger looking to his right, reading the coverage. It's changed up by Chandler. He fires to his left. It's caught for a first down. And Basha moving right down the field now. Number 8, Ryan Robertson, the catch. And that'll get Basha into Chandler territory.
Well, after a rough start, it's a nice drive for Basha. Robertson, a 6-foot senior. They try to focus on Doc O'Connor, number 1 in the slot, and then a very exciting player, Hunter Risen, the son of Andre Risen, they'll use as well, a freshman.
Might need a shot of the moon here in a minute over Chandler High as Basha driving inside Chandler territory. Werlinger is going to pump, roll to his left, and make the smart play, throw it out of bounds on 1st down. And, Bernie Buskin told me something on the field right before kickoff. Werlinger is not only the toughest guy he's ever been around, one of the smartest quarterbacks he's ever been around, and I think you saw right there that he's a gamer. I mean, he'll if it's not there, just come back, throw it away, come back for 2nd down.
Scoreless, 8:43 to go in the opening quarter. Basha with the football.
Werlinger looking to his right. He's got 3 receivers bunched.
It's like watching ASU, isn't it?
It kind of is. Very fast-paced. No time for a replay. Werlinger, time. Lots of time. And he will fire, and it's picked off. It's picked off by Chandler, coming back the other way and cutting back the other way. And deep inside Basha territory, number 21, Marlo Sean Franklin, and Werlinger right there. Looked like he wanted to throw it once, twice, 3 times, and that might have been one he probably should have just thrown to the sidelines again.
Franklin, the senior safety, really baited him, Mark, it looked like. And I'm not sure if there were a missed missed route run there by the Bears because there were 3 Basha Bears in the vicinity. Bottom line, the interception by Basha. Chandler in great position.
So Bryce Perkins takes the field for the Chandler Wolves, who set up shop at the 32 of Basha. Perkins, if you remember that name from Chandler, brother played running back here a couple years ago. The give is the number 2, Zach Colbreth, and he's ahead for maybe 6, 7. And, I mean, Chandler, you hear it with ASU, high octane. You see that here with the Wolves.
Well, Galbraith was injured to start the season, and on senior night, why not give it to the senior to get it going?
And why not give it to him once again? Coming to his right, Galbraith bottled up, close to the first down marker. He spins around, and this will depend on the spot.
The thing about Chandler and their offense to start out this game, their quarterback Perkins is explosive. They have a very good backup sophomore, Mason Moran. Their skill talent is some of the best in the state with Deontay Sykes and Elijah Sykes. Chase Lucas is an up-and-comer that's going to open some eyes.
And Perkins going to keep it himself right here, dive forward, and appears to have the first down on 3rd down. And you did see Chase Lucas check in for Zach Colbreth there. The senior who had the first 2 carries. Lucas is one of those guys that when you talk about high school football, number 20 in this state and in this town, you talk about guys like Chase Lucas.
He's only a sophomore, and you're going to hear his name quite a bit. There's been quite a bit of interest from Arizona State in him.
Well, looks like Perkins is going to keep it himself here on 4th down, 4th and short, and did he get it?
Depends on the spot. I mean, it looked like initially the referees were going to give him a better spot than how it ended up. The defense of the Bears is saying he didn't get it, and they're going to have to measure.
And it's an interesting call right there. They run – every play they've run here has been out of the shotgun, so there is no quarterback sneak.
Right.
So you kind of have to let it set up, and if there's any penetration at all from the Bear defense, it limits your ability to pick up a yard.
7:07 to go in the opening quarter. A reminder to all of you watching this, the Chandler Unified School District is conducting an all-male election for its maintenance and operations override reauthorization. We'll talk more about that as the game progresses.
Well, the game has just progressed. The Basha Bears have held. And after an early interception by the Chandler Wolves, Marlo Sean Franklin picking off Zach Werlinger. Werlinger's going to get another shot for the Basha Bears, and that is huge if you're Bernie Buskin's team.
Talk about living large here in the early going. A fumbled kickoff, penalty deep back in your territory, an interception. Nothing really has gone right, and yet a scoreless game with 7:07 to go in the opening quarter.
It's Werlinger with 5 wide receivers. He's had a lot of time. He looked like he wanted to throw, and now he's going to roll to his right. Fires across the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of his receiver,
Ryan Robertson,
who had a big catch earlier but couldn't haul it in right there.
I think he was trying to get the football underneath of Joe Storm and threw it over Storm's head, and Robertson wasn't expecting the football. Once again, Werlinger's legs keeping the drive alive and the play alive with the opportunity. They want to get the football into number 1's hands, slot at the top of your screen, Doc O'Connor. That's the player that will make the big play for them. 2nd
and 10 from the 22. The handoff up the middle, and Chandler was waiting. Rajon Merriweather is swarmed, and it's 3rd and long.
I think Merriweather there got caught up by the turf monster, Mark.
I got caught up by the turf monster many a time in my days.
No one near him. He just fell straight down. It happens.
Well, 3rd and 10 from the 22, and Merriweather is running an out route, and nobody blocked anybody right there, and the entire Chandler Wolf defense meets at the quarterback, drops Werlinger. Lucian Taruga kind of led the way, but that was really the first penetration we've seen, really good penetration that we've seen all night from the Chandler Wolves. And it did look like they were trying to get the ball to Merriweather like they did out of the end zone earlier.
They all-out blitz, jailbreak. Here's been a problem for Basha all year. Punting, special teams, they've really struggled with the snap and the plays.
Well, a high end-over-end kick that goes into Chandler territory and takes a good bounce, and it's picked up. And running back the other way is number 24, for Chandler.
Seth Goodman on the tackle for Basha. Chandler with the football with 5:45 to go and a somewhat bizarre, hard to get some momentum going opening quarter play.
And that was Daniel Mahan on the return right there for Chandler, and that ball definitely took a Basha bounce.
We understand Todd Graham is supposed to be at tonight's football game, the head coach at Arizona State University. I wonder if he's got an offer up his sleeve as this game goes on.
Well, there are a number of guys to look at, and if you're wondering who to look at, keep your eye on number 20 in the backfield for Chandler. They fake it to him and across the middle and almost picked off right there by Basha. Number 2, Austin Williams on coverage, and Bryce Perkins kind of throwing on the run and off balance.
Trying to get the football there to Mitch McCauley, the senior. Austin Williams with a good read. The Basha defense, their linebacker, Jake Carlin, is a terrific player. That number 42, you'll watch him a lot tonight.
Well, they hand it off right here to Lucas, and Lucas running to his right, bottled up, and that'll set up a 3rd and long for Chandler.
Now, Chandler's season, Mark, the way that it began early in the year when they lost to Mountain Point, lost to St. John Bosco, a lot of teams would hang their heads and say, we've dropped 2, but they've come back, and as the season has progressed, they've methodically pounded away on teams. Bernie Buskin didn't like what he saw. He took a timeout there. They call it timeout. But they methodically just went about their business. And you wonder, we were on the field before the game talking to Sean Aguano. This is one of those games where you have 2 weeks to go in the regular season. And you start to look ahead. I've seen it at the high school level. We've seen it through the years. There's just that week or two where a team isn't quite as focused, isn't quite as sharp. Next week, Chandler plays at Highland. Highland's a team that's fighting to get into postseason. They beat Basha last week. Just here in the early going, you don't really see a crisp play out of Chandler like we saw against Hamilton, where it was just an all-out bloodbath out there.
Yeah, and the Highland, they beat him at the horn on a field goal last week. Basha's might not have the same caliber of talent as Chandler this season, as far as guys that are getting looked at, guys that are getting scholarships. They certainly have some players on their side of the field.
We have a 3-point loss to Highland, a 1-point loss to Hamilton. They've had a tough season.
And they're a reflection of their coach, and they're in every game. So a penalty flag, a lot of moving around on the line of scrimmage, and going back the other way, and Chandler
assistant coaches are next to us here in the broadcast booth, and you're starting to hear the pounding of the fist, the pen being thrown, the frustration. No score, 5:13 to go in the opening quarter.
And another, is it a marker thrown or no, a timeout taken by Chandler, and you can imagine that the assistant coaches that are talking to our right are on the headset radioing down, and I would imagine the Wolves are getting a little talking to right now.
Scoreless game here. Let's talk about this Chandler Unified School District, the all-male election for its maintenance and operations override. The facts are the district would have to cut an additional $20 million out of its budget over the next 3 years without authorization for its voters. To make sure your voice is heard, make sure to mail your ballot no later than November 1 to assure the county elections department has it prior to the close of business on November 5. Some background on it. Public school districts in Arizona, including Chandler, have experienced a $36 million cut to its budget. That's about 17%. The override has been in place since 1989. Make sure you take care of business on that. Chandler Unified School District and the all-male election.
Well, they break the huddle straight from the sideline, and Bryce Perkins is going to throw out of the gun, fires across the middle. He's got his man. He's got a catch into Basha territory for a first down. That is Mitch McConnell, and McConnell picks up 22 yards on the reception, and Chandler, whatever they said on the sidelines, worked.
Let's go down the field and let's make something happen. In the seam, Zach Rukas with the tackle, but McCauley there, nice play, nice throw.
Chandler moving quick out of the gun once again is Perkins looking to his left, and now he's going to take off, and here goes Perkins into the Basha Bear secondary. He's got the first down. He's inside the 30, run out of bounds. They call it the 27-yard line.
This is a nice play there. It was actually going to be a bubble screen to Zach Galbraith, who came underneath, and Perkins looked up and said, we're just going to have to take off and run with it. The penalty flag, though, on the field may end up costing the Chandler Wolves once again. Boy, Sean Aguano can't be happy with the way this first quarter's gone. You know, you're a team that's top 3 in the state, Mark. When you think about Mountain Point, Westview, and Chandler, you look at that and you say, okay, so the football, we should be marching down the field, but we keep shooting ourselves in the foot. It's a big penalty here, wiping out a big play.
Certainly. Dan Noley is our head referee tonight. John Noley, Dan and John. David Hyman's our umpire. Johnny Price, the back judge, along with Bob Shervers.
So boo them all you want.
Well,
or cheer them all you want.
I think if you talk to any official, they just don't want to be noticed. That is the goal.
4:50 in the opening quarter, scoreless.
Chandler backed up to the Basha 46, and they will hand it off to Lucas, and Lucas ahead, bounces it to the outside, and he's right back where Perkins was in the last play. First down, Chandler. That was effortless for the super sophomore Chase Lucas.
Well, I'm hearing some good things about Chase Lucas, not just tonight, but through the course of the season, that he's already on the radar for several colleges, maybe even Arizona State. Might be a reason why Todd Graham is here tonight.
You've seen Todd Graham?
I haven't seen him yet.
We hear he's here somewhere. And here's Perkins with all day, going to roll to his left, look into the end zone, got a man, and it's incomplete.
Lay out for that one.
He was looking for number 9, Deontay Sykes, and Sykes didn't run through that one. It was tough to know what the route was there.
Bryant Black with the coverage for Basha. That's a good matchup tonight. Black is considered one of the top players in the Basha defense, and of course Sykes, an explosive senior. Boy, I like seeing Perkins. He's great arm on that throw, able to keep plays alive.
Second down and 10. They'll hand it off to Chase Lucas. Lucas has a hole, running to his left, and rips off another 10-yard gain. 4:23 to go here, first quarter. No score, Chandler driving.
Brandon Rutt in on the tackle, the Bear linebacker. Basha's defense, more physical than last season, but they have not been able to stop the run earlier this season against Centennial. Centennial ran all over them. That's been the story against the Basha defense.
Well, they get another blocker in there and hand it off to Lucas, and Lucas puts his head down, and this guy's fun to watch run because he doesn't seem to get hit, and he's just north-south. You look up, he's 3 yards, 3 yards in the blink of an eye. Another first down right there. Chandler at the 17, inside 4 minutes to go here, first quarter. And Perkins this time wants to throw. He's got some time. He dumps it off, a spin, and near the 10-yard line. Catch was made by Lucas, and that was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right there from Perkins.
Chase Lucas just sits down over the middle, and once again Perkins was looking towards the end zone. Saw his first, saw his second, then went to his third.
Colbreth is checked back in, the senior running back. And they fake it to him, and Perkins is going to dump it out to Mitch McCulley. McCulley sprinting towards the end zone, and he's in for the first score of the game. The Wolves of Chandler strike first. Mitch McCulley, a 16-yard touchdown reception.
That play was all Bryce Perkins. That was a terrific throw because that was not an easy throw. Over the back shoulder to lead McCulley towards the end zone. He is able to grab it. 3 Bears in the vicinity. McCulley drags them into the end zone to give Chandler the first lead.
Scott Knutson on to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of number 24, Daniel Mahan. It's down, it's up, and it's good. And it's 7-0 Chandler here with 3:14 to play in the first quarter. Chandler was sort of spinning its wheels, couldn't get out of its own way. They take a timeout, have a little discussion on the sideline, and march just about 70 yards for the first touchdown of the night.
Well, you're right on it, Mark. I mean, that was the play there. It's just the coach saying, look, let's calm things down here a little bit. And they didn't play well at all in the first few minutes of this game, but that was Chandler football. Use your athleticism, use your speed, mix it up. give the ball to Lucas, throw the ball to Lucas, find McCulley, the big receiver there, and then get into the end zone.
Well, speaking of Lucas, I don't see Todd Graham here yet. He's probably in the stands somewhere, as we have heard whispers that he's here and watching him. I tell you who I do see, though, is Daryl Garrettson, the former Chandler Wolf quarterback who's now up at Utah State. He's down there meeting with the offense. He's wearing a San Francisco Giants baseball hat. He's playing at Utah State right now, one of the, well...
He's coaching, I see.
Yeah.
He's on the headset. He's on the headset.
He's not taking a week off.
Heck no. Saying, call this play.
Basha to get the ball back. And it's a short kick taken at the 10-yard line. And Basha will set up shop at the 24. That was Brandon Yamamoto once again on the return, and this time better field position off the kick from Basha, who started the game in the shadow of their own goalpost.
So for Chandler's defense up front, Jordan Hoyt, senior leader. Inside, Cruz Flores, number 54. Cruz committed to NAU last night. Logan Gunkel. And then the linebackers, Tony Navarez, J.R. Hunt, Toruga, and Garrett Jacobson. Get the secondary in a second.
Ball spotted at the 25. Chandler comes on a blitz, and Werlinger is going to dump it off, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Doc O'Connor, the guy that you have said, Brad, they want to get involved and just haven't gotten involved yet.
Now, Doc O'Connor, that's just a flat-out drop there. You got to catch that football. 5'8" junior, has been a fire plug this season, a Wes Welker type, not just because of his size, but also he tends to catch everything near him. He's at the bottom of your screen in the slot.
On a second down and 10 from the 25, a quick screen. They were looking for Joe Storm, and Storm can't hold that one. Werlinger goes down, and that's a 3rd and long from the 25.
And Jordan Hoyt just came in and leveled him. Big hit. Hoyt, the leader, as I mentioned earlier, is looking at Air Force, NAU, UC Davis, came back from a knee injury, and he just put a lick on Werlinger.
I love how all the Basha receivers check their wristband. Shout out a play, Werlinger out of the shotgun. Motion now to the top of your screen, and Werlinger is going to attempt to take off. Oh, makes a great move. He's up past the 30, and Werlinger, some dance moves right there. He's close to a first down, but I don't think he got there, Brad.
That's what he's all about, Mark. It's keep the play alive, and you saw it right there. I've seen it this season out of him, where he's able to dance and run. He's not had much time at all tonight to do anything. And a big call here by Bernie Buskin. It looks like he's going to go for it early in this game on a 4th and 2. It's a tough decision here, but looks like he wants to go that direction. Now he changes his mind.
Yep, here comes the punt team, and 4th and 2 from your own 33, maybe later in the game, but the way his team's playing, they're in the game. Why give Chandler the short field after what they did last drive?
DJ Arnson, the punter, all season long, punting has been an adventure for the Bears.
This time Wesley Sutton back deep to receive for Chandler. Sutton takes it to the 26, makes a move, and he's got a little daylight. Wesley Sutton back to midfield, called the 49, and not quite the short field for Chandler, but they only have to go half the field now after really finding their groove on the last drive.
So the Wolves take the field here. They're up 7-0. Chase Lucas, the sophomore, we've heard that Arizona State is going to offer him a scholarship tonight.
That seems to be the whisper in the crowd.
And we've heard it from a very good source.
I trust your sources, Brad.
Yeah, this is a source that has no reason to let us know. But so as you're watching this game, know that number 20 does not know he's going to be offered by Arizona State after this game tonight.
Perkins fires. He's got a man. He had Deontay Sykes running all by himself, but overshot him on first down. And with 2:34 here to play in the opening quarter, Chandler leading 7-0. You do wonder if we're going to see a steady diet of Chase Lucas on this drive like we did last drive.
Boy, they had him wide open there. If you put in the spot, Jason Tamarkin was beat on the coverage for the Bears. Chandler with a missed opportunity there.
2nd and 10 from the 49. They'll hand it to Lucas, who I don't know if he got tripped up or tripped himself up there, but a 3rd and long now for Chandler from their 48.
I think that's the second time tonight the turf monster has reared its ugly head.
That turf monster, I don't know if it's later in the year, the grass starts to die. You can't put the ryegrass down. You don't have 10 days. And you
got to water it all the time.
Sure.
Who's going to be the guy that goes out there and throws the manure down?
Not me. 3rd and 10. Perkins fires. He's got a man at the sticks. But McCulley couldn't haul it in. And, well, you would think Chandler would want to punt right here. But the offense is still on the field.
Well, that was just a drop, it looked like, on the sidelines. And now Sean Aguano says, I'm listening to Mark McClune upstairs. Mark's got it dialed in.
Well,
we're going to punt it away.
That's an old 3 yards in a cloud of dust mentality, and let's go in at 10-7, go play defense and field position. That's not high octane.
No, not by any stretch.
Well, Doc O'Connor is back deep to receive, and Bryce Perkins going to kick it away for the Chandler Wolves. Does everything, quarterback and punter, and angles it to the right. It hits at the 27 and rolls out of bounds at the 20.
Smart play. There's no, in high school football, you see the big plays because special teams is just an adventure every week. And rather than kick it to O'Connor, who has good speed and playmaking skills, just kick it out of bounds. For as rough a quarter as it's been for Chandler, they're still in the lead. They're the team that comes in here tonight, the better team from a record standpoint. I think the speed of the Wolves you watch here in the first quarter defensively, they've been able to throw Werlinger off his game. Basha, it looks like they've already started to get away from the run game. It'll be interesting on this series to see if they go back to Meriwether and try to establish that again.
So 1:51 to play, opening quarter. Chandler leads 7-0, and they do go to Meriwether. Right here, going to his right, cuts it up, picks up 2, maybe 2.5 yards.
They list him at 5'11", 190, and I saw him down in the field before that. He looks bigger than 5'11". The 190 I buy, but he looks bigger than 5'11".
And they'll hand it to him again, this time going to the left. Not much running room behind that offensive line of Ellis, Nicholson, Scholl, Edwards, and Sanchez. But you'll take a 2-yard gain, and it's 3rd and 5.
Now, this is Bernie Buskin's style of football, power football, but they also like to throw it. And he's got a diverse offense, but they don't get away from the run too far too often.
So 4 wide receivers, Meriwether in the backfield. Werlinger will hand it to Meriwether again. He is close to the first down, but he got popped and sent back in the other direction.
Was a great hit by Garrett Jacob, number 6. Looked like J.R. Hunt was in there as well.
I mean, he stopped Meriwether dead in his tracks. I thought he had the first down.
I did too. And now they are going to go. This time it looks like they are going to go for it.
Well, look at Bernie Bus. He's standing right next to the. I mean, look how close it is. If you can see the top of your screen, they bring in the big guys. They're tight end, Trey Nall. And if they have a jumbo package, this is it. 2 tight ends. Werlinger under center for the first time tonight. They'll load up and go. He spins forward and appears to have the first down. I don't think he had it initially, Brad, but the spin got him past the first down marker.
He was leaning. You could read that it was going to be the quarterback keeper, and you're right, Mark. Initially, it looked like he was held up. But again, that athleticism, just keep your feet moving forward. He's somebody special to me that's going to go on and play on the collegiate level because he has some intangibles.
It's interesting seeing. Well, we'll get to that point in a minute, but entertaining first quarter.
Entertaining first quarter at the end of 1. Chandler 7, Basha nothing. We step aside for the quarter break. Second quarter of play with Mark McClune, Brad Sussmat, Sports360AZ.com tonight. Chandler and Basha. The Wolves of Chandler lead 7-0 Basha football. 1st and 10, Bears at the 35-yard line, their own 35-yard line. This is Mayweather, Rajon Merriweather with the lead handoff up to about the 41-yard line. It'll bring up a second down. He had a groin injury that kept him out early in the season, but here late in the year, Merriweather, who has some interest in the University of Colorado, Mark, getting it done.
I tell you what, he hits the hole about as hard as any high school running back you'll see. If that groin was an issue at all, it's not rearing its head tonight.
Right back to him over the right side, trying to run behind Ivan Sanchez, their senior guard. And Troy now, the big tight end. Not much running room there. Tackled by Logan Gunkel. 3rd down. They'll say no gain on the play. 3rd and a long 5. The Bears need to get to their own 46-yard line. Here's Werlinger to throw, and he gets it out. Ball is caught by Hunter Risen. Hunter Risen enough for the first down. Risen, a 6'1 freshman, up from the freshman team. That's a first down for Bash at the midfield stripe.
You go from being on the freshman team to playing in this type of environment.
You're a player.
You're a player. You have some poise and the bloodlines to go along with it.
His dad, Andre Risen, was at the game last week, we understand. First down, Basha. Here's Werlinger, and he'll run with it. Slides down at the 46-yard line before he had been popped by JR. Important for them, for the Bears. They're just trying to get into the postseason picture right now. They'd probably be one of the last teams in. Here's Perkins looking to throw, and now he'll run with it. Up the field to the 20. Still on his feet, 25. Near a first down at the 29-yard line before he's dropped over on the far side of the field.
I tell you what, one of the hardest reasons, the hardest things about Perkin in tackling him is how shifty he is. He started to the right, made one cut, and 2 guys fell down for Basha. It was effortless for him.
Well, it's one of the fastest offenses in the state. I'd say Mountain Point, Mark, and Chandler, you're looking at 2 of the fastest. 2nd and short. And once again, now he'll keep it. Perkins up the left side, look through the hole, the 50, the 45, still on his feet to the 38-yard line, breaking tackles before a touchdown saving tackle on the far side by Bryant Black. Terrific run by Bryce Perkins into Basha territory.
Yeah, Black really had to haul him down there as Perkins just kind of slithered his way through the line of scrimmage, appeared to be bottled up, shot out, and he was 8 yards down the field and into the Basha secondary.
It's been the Bryce Perkins Chase Lucas show here in the first half. And there's Lucas over the left side. Lucas first down and more. He may go. The 15, the 10, the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown Chandler. Touchdown Wolves. Chase Lucas around the left side. Through the defense for 41 yards, and the Wolves extend their lead.
3 plays. 3 plays, and Chandler just ate up the entire field.
But that was speed there. And the Big Uglies got after it. Lucas had a terrific hole to run through. And the offensive line for Chandler doing a great job. When I say Big Uglies, I mean that lovingly, parents, okay? There's some fun here, right?
The game is won in the trenches.
That's right. Here's the extra point. Snap, place, kick. Lubitz boots it through. Timeout on the field, 8:22 to go in the opening half of play. From Chandler High School, it is the Wolves 14 and the Basha Bears nothing on Sports360AZ.com.
Who's that back deep? Is that Yamamoto? Yeah.
Chandler with the kickoff, and it's taken on a fair catch, the near sideline, and the Bears will take over at about the 27-yard line. Mark, you have a feeling here when you see the speed of Chandler those last two series. This could get out of control. If Basha is not able to put together a drive here, this could get ugly.
Yeah, and Bryce Perkins ate up, 25 yards on his keeper, and then turned around and handed it to Chase Lucas, who took it the other 41. Those two guys are hard to tackle, and the longer that the Basha Bear defense is on the field tonight, the more exhausted they're going to get trying to tackle those guys. I would imagine Bernie Buskin's going to try his best to put together a really long drive right now. We're going to see a steady dose of Merriweather and some just kind of measured plays to keep the Bear defense off the field as long as possible.
Well, here's Zach Werlinger back at quarterback for Basha. He's been under siege most of the night, and he also threw an interception. First down, Bears. Werlinger to throw. He's hit and dropped. Boy, he got crushed from the blind side.
Well, Jefferson Hunt came through like a freight train, like a locomotive. Rajon Merriweather did his best to try to stop him, but Hunt ran right through the running back and darn near right through the quarterback right there, Werlinger. That's going to leave a mark.
There's no question about it. And he had no idea what was coming. They'll say he fell at the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10 at the 27. Here's Merriweather.
There
He's
he is
going
again.
nowhere.
Jefferson Hunt from the other side.
I just got a text message from some of the Hamilton coaches that Todd Graham is down the street at Hamilton High right now handing out scholarships.
So they're watching our feed.
That's
we appreciate that.
There's no question about it.
We expect to see Coach Graham arriving any minute.
14-0 Chandler, second quarter. Werlinger to throw. Down the field, passes incomplete. Into double coverage. Was trying to find down the...
Joe Storm. But some cloudy coverage down there by the Wolf.
Oh, nice.
The Wolf secondary.
I like that.
I know a good weather reference when I see one.
Storm was not moving in. No monsoon.
And if you're Bernie Buskin, just like we talked, this is not what you wanted.
No.
3 plays, put your defense back on the field. Hunt, once again, number 36 for Chandler. He looks like he's found another gear right now defensively.
He's going to U of A. U of A's getting a good player's
Here
block
you go.
punt. You can see it coming. It's been a problem for Basha all season long, their special teams. And no question at all that DJ Arnson was not going to get that kick away. And just like that, Chandler looking to go down into the end zone again.
It looked like Brock Heffron came through unblocked. If he was blocked, it wasn't for very long. Like we said, Chandler pinning their ears back right now, and with the short field, they have the ball on the 19, looking to really put their foot on the Basha throat right now.
7:41 to go in the opening half of play. Wolf football on the Basha 20-yard line. Chandler leads 14-0 with Mark McClune, Brad Susmat. First down, and here's Chandler looking to throw towards the end zone. Wide open, caught, touchdown. Bryce Perkins down the right sideline to Chase Lucas once again, who was wide open in the back of the end zone. And Chandler, quick strike offense, up now 20-0.
This kind of reminds you of the ASU offense.
Whew.
What they were able to do their last time out. I mean, this is Chandler just throwing the switch, and
those coaches that were banging their heads and their pencils before, they're not doing that now down near us. They're jumping up and down. Here's the extra point. Snap, place, kick is up. Kick is good. Timeout on the field. 7:34 in the opening half of play. Chandler, 21. Basha, 0. Here's Chandler kicking it off. High, fair catch. Look out, Wolf player, or Basha players at the 20-yard line. That's 28. Cody Conrad almost falling into his teammate. And Basha backed up down 21-0. The wheels have fallen off here for the Bears. The Wolves have pinned their ears back, and they're just coming right after Basha.
And a correction from earlier.
Yeah.
I had the Basha roster up, so I apologize. It was Jere Mills, I believe, on the blocked punt.
Okay.
And
Dre's parents are now not yelling at you anymore.
Right. But
it was Mark's fault, not mine.
Yep.
Yell at Mark McClune.
At Mark McClune on Twitter if you'd like to follow. You can yell at me there.
7:34, first down Basha at their own 20-yard line. Whirlingers had a rough first half, barking out signals. And for the first time, someone other than Merriweather carrying the football, it's this time Cody Conrad. Conrad, a senior, 5'8", 160-pounder, short gain.
They call this guy the president because he's trying to get into Harvard. Might not play football at Harvard, but he's the smartest guy on the team. And the Basha coaches tell you he will be president one day.
And not of the student body. Second down and a long 7. 4 receivers at the top of your screen. Conrad in the slot. Whirlinger changes up the play. Clock moves at 8:54. Whirlinger to throw. Throws it out front, and it's dropped. Second drop of the night for the Bears. Joe Storm had it in his hands. The junior not able to hang on, and once again, third and long, another 3-and-out potentially for Basha.
And if you're wondering about Rajon Merriweather, not on the field right now, but he is on the sideline. He does have his helmet on, but does not appears to be taking a series off.
Here is where this game could really get away. It's already 21-0. Another 3-and-out potentially, and they give the ball to Conrad. Conrad's going to get up to the 26, but he's going to be far short of the first down, and that'll bring up a fourth down. And what are the Bears going to do here? They've already had a punt blocked. They're already down 21-0 to their arch rival. And Bernie Buskin says, we're going to try to get this punt thing right again, and they're going to send the punting team out on the field. So 3-and-out for the Bears. And here's Arnson again, and you got to believe Arnson. They're going to come after him again here, Mark.
There's Mills right over center. He busted through last time untouched, number 26. He's on the left side of the center. This time they block it up pretty good.
Fair catch called, and that is where Chandler will begin at the 40-yard line, their own 40-yard line, leading 21-0 over Basha. I said 8:02, 6:02. My apologies. Correction on the time left in the half. 6:02 to go in this opening half of play.
A beautiful night out here at Austin Field. Underneath the sign, it says the finest football field in the state. And it's really hard to argue with that. It's really hard to argue with the weather in Arizona this time of year, wearing shorts to a game.
Well, I've got a suit on. Come on.
Well, it's talking about me. But,
All right. Bryce Perkins hands the ball inside. That's Lucas. I'm sorry, correct that. Colbreth with the carry. Colbreth, number 2. The senior falls forward, no gain. 2nd and 10. Well, you're the big TV guy that's out here. You can get away with it. You're the one that wears the $90 ties usually. You need a night away from that stuff.
Well,
lighten up, have a little bit of fun.
I'd have to wear a tie. I think I'd have to wear a couple ties for it to equal $90, but
here's Perkins to throw on his second down, wide open. Pass is incomplete on the far side of the field. Far side, it was, who do you have there?
Justin Jan. Number 85 in your program. I thought he came up with it for a minute.
3rd and 10.
6'2" junior.
Bottom of your screen, 3 receivers, and that's the way that Perkins is going to roll. Looking, throws, pass caught, first down, Wolves.
And a big league throw right there by Bryce Perkins.
McCulley with the catch.
He had to put just enough air underneath that, and he put it in a perfect spot.
15-yard pass by Perkins to Mitch McCulley, junior to senior, into Basha territory. First down, Wolves at the 47-yard line. 5:24 to go in the half. 21-0 Chandler.
And Sean Aguano will tell you McCulley's his precise route runner and Deontay Sykes is his burner. Let's see if they go up top to Sykes here.
Jeez, does he have enough time? Somebody, anybody. Wow.
He could have stayed back there another 5 seconds. That's where the game's going to be won or lost. We talk about the big uglies and the game being won in the trenches.
Perkins had all day and then some. He saw the sun rise and the sun set and ran it out of bounds for a gain of 8.
And he almost has that quarterback internal clock in his head that said, I got to go. I don't think he had to go right there.
Bears showing blitz. Here they come. This is Chase Lucas on the outside. Turns the corner. Lucas will have enough for the first down. The Bears look like they were coming, and Lucas with enough speed. Easy first down. Chandler keeps the drive alive.
I'm going to make a comparison here, and feel free to tell me that I need to make another comparison.
It's 21-0. You can make all the comparisons you want.
Chase Lucas.
Yeah.
Does he remind you of a former Sun Devil that played his high school football and scored a lot of touchdowns here in the Valley?
First down, I'll tell you in a second, because Perkins is going to run for another score, maybe 20, 15, leaps over a player, and he's down at the 11-yard line. Wow. Leaped right over a Basha Bear that made the Chandler fans say, whoa.
Back to the comparison in a minute, but what in the name of Brett Hundley's going on tonight here at Chandler High?
No kidding.
Was that Hundley-esque?
Was Hundley-esque. Keep a play alive like that. I'm trying to think the player you're talking about here, but I'm so caught up in Perkins.
Well, let's talk about Perkins until Lucas gets the ball.
1st and 10. Here he is. Lucas breaks a couple tackles down to the 5, and he leads forward to the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Chandler. Chase Lucas, the sophomore, and the Wolves extend the lead to 27-0. The route is on.
Chase Lucas approaching the century mark now for yards after the 40-yard touchdown earlier. And the comparison that I was making, Chase Lucas, who there are whispers that Todd Graham will be in the house tonight and perhaps extend him an offer to play at Arizona State after this season. Chase Lucas reminds me a lot of DJ Foster, the way he runs the football.
Snap, place, kick is up for the extra point. I'll argue with that. I'll argue with you on that in a minute. Kick is good. Timeout on the field. 4:53 to go in the first half of play with the score Chandler 28. That's actually not a bad call. 28, but I don't totally agree. Basha 0. Sports360az.com. With Mark McClune, I'm Brad Sussmat. More after this timeout.
I like that. I just think, he's just so much better than everybody else. Yeah.
Here's the kickoff by Chandler. One of the up men for Bash at the 15, 20, 25, up to the 29-yard line, and that is where Bash will start down 28-0 here in the first half of play. If you just joined us, Chandler started out this game with not a whole lot of intensity, and you just had a feel before the game. There wasn't the vibe around the team, and they were clunking along. 7-0 Chandler at the end of the first quarter. Now here we are, not even to halftime, and the Wolves have tacked on 3 more scores and are up 4 touchdowns.
And keep your eye on Jefferson Hunt, number 36, top of your screen. He has stormed into the backfield and rudely greeted his guest, Zach Werlinger, and the Basha Bears. A timeout called here with 4:46 to play in the first half.
So your comparison, as Basha takes a timeout, of Chase Lucas to DJ Foster. DJ Foster was a sprinter. Now, I've not seen Lucas in the open field yet.
Yeah.
But I do see your comparison in terms of getting him the football in all sorts of ways. And we were told before the game by Sean Aguano, the head football coach at Chandler, that he's been told by Todd Graham that there's going to be a scholarship offered tonight.
Now, he does not know that, so if you
Chase Lucas doesn't know that.
Right.
But he can't text him right now.
But if you're watching in the stands and there's some mysterious sign language, don't let him know.
Yeah, don't let him know. Did he say we couldn't say that on the air?
Well,
No.
we technically haven't said it on the air.
Oh, we
yet,
haven't
but
said it on the air
There
yet.
might be, yes. So
Yeah.
I think we need to just keep speculating.
Oh,
if
do
you
we
will.
need to keep speculating?
That's all. That's what we're good at.
Well, we'll keep speculating then. Wow. First down and Basha going nowhere.
Guess who? If maybe Charlie Regal, Rich Rodriguez, all the coaches down there at the University of Arizona are huddled around a phone or an iPad right now. That was Jefferson Hunt once again.
Well, he's just
He's
tearing it
living
up.
in the Bear backfield.
Second down and long. Second and 13, 4:15 to go in the half, 28-0 Chandler. Werlinger looking underneath. He's got to run with it again. Tries to break a tackle, and the Wolves' speed is just too much. He does not get back to the initial line of scrimmage.
And Rajon Merriweather still on the sidelines. Still with his helmet on. Now he has his hands on his hips. He's standing. Well, did he just check back in the
He
game?
just
He
checked
did.
back
He
in.
just
He's-
checked back in the game.
He's in the slot. Third down and 11. Werlinger with Merriweather in motion. And here comes the pressure. Steps up, down the field, pass. Looks like it's caught by Doc O'Connor. That's a terrific catch. And Werlinger got popped after the play. He's going to pull himself off the field. He's a fierce competitor. What a catch by Doc O'Connor, the junior. That's what he's been known for this season. A terrific play by the 5'8 junior.
Well, he had to kind of lay out and pull it in with his knee pad, but I tell you what, J.R. Hunt popped Werlinger. Bernie Buskins said Werlinger's the toughest quarterback he's ever had. That's put to the test right now.
And to give him a play off, just hand the ball off to Merriweather so Werlinger can get his breath back in him. Let's go back to O'Connor, the junior receiver. I asked Buskin yesterday who Doc O'Connor reminds him of because, you know, when you're 5'8", 160 and you're making plays. He said, I had a kid named Scott Scholzbarger, 118-pounder, Division V football in Oklahoma back in the day. Caught everything, 118 pounds. And Werlinger's crushed here. Nowhere to go back at the 44-yard line.
Well, big Orlando Hunt came around the corner from his right defensive end position, and he met, believe, Cruz Flores at the quarterback. And a third and long right now for Basha after the big catch by Doc O'Connor.
Third down, here's Werlinger, and here comes the pressure. Set up the screen, Merriweather's got it, snuffed out nicely, and Werlinger was popped again.
And
He's short of the first down. Werlinger's right hand, he's holding his right hand. He doesn't want to come out here, but Basha's going to punt it.
Well, he's got some grass stains on the back of his jersey that match the Basha Bear green, but I tell you what, you know, we've talked about on offense, Chase Lucas and Todd Graham rumored to be in the vicinity with a scholarship offer afterwards. Jefferson Hunt, number 36, who's headed down to the old Pueblo to play for the Wildcats, he's darn near unblockable right now.
No, they're having so much trouble. And this terrific. We get Gatorades brought in by Vidal Mejia.
My new favorite person.
That's it. And the crew that's putting this all together tonight, these are the kids that are producing it at Chandler High School. They're getting great experience. They said, we want to figure out how to be in broadcasting. Mark and I tried to talk them out of it, but they're still here tonight.
That's the number one rule. When people say, what do I need to do to get into broadcasting? You have to say, don't do it. And if that doesn't scare them off, then you know they have what it takes.
But if you bring free food, the broadcasters like that are free drinks, especially when it's 28-0 with 2:04 to go in the half. This game's been a runaway. It's been all Chandler after about the first couple of minutes. Basha trying to punt it away. They had one blocked a short time ago.
DJ Arnzen in the punt.
Nice kick. Fair caught at the 20-yard line, and that's where Chandler will set up shop.
All right, so let's chew on my comparison again.
Sure.
Chase Lucas, just a sophomore.
Right. Got it.
I think he runs like DJ Foster.
Got it. Haven't seen him do the track thing yet. But I'm not disputing you. I'd like to see him in the open field.
Well, we're not going to get a chance right now as the senior Zach Colbreth back in the game for Chandler. Interesting, we haven't seen Mason Moran play quarterback yet for the Wolves.
The way this game's going, I'm sure we will. Here's Perkins, the throw. Little bubble screen inside pass is dropped. Second down. Now, Chandler does a nice job. Sean Aguano's offense, very diverse. A lot of different looks, a lot of different weapons. They have some terrific skill players down on the freshman level and their JV team. And the programs out here in the Southeast Valley of Arizona, as you're watching on Sports 360 AZ or across the country. Terrific players all around out here. Here's Perkins setting up the screen, and that is dropped. It'll bring up a third down. There's terrific talent at Hamilton High School down the street here on Arizona Avenue. There's terrific talent out of Basha here at Chandler, Perry High School, and there's several other high schools within about a 10-mile radius where there's so many good players. And the college coaches, it's not just Arizona State. The college coaches want to come out here and see players top to bottom on these programs. Third and long. Here comes the blitz, and here's Perkins keeping the play alive, looking down the field, wide open. First down and more up to the midfield stripes. That's Deontay Sykes. Well, that's a terrific play by Perkins. Sykes on a little drag route just came across the middle mark and was wide open. First down, Wolves.
And a large target is Deontay Sykes, number 9. Listed at 6'3", 200. And maybe he's got the extra tall spikes on tonight. Screwed in the big cleats, maybe the rain cleats, but he is a big man to stand next to.
Clock moves, minute 30 to go in the half, 28-0 Chandler. First down, there's Sykes with the catch, 40, 35, breaks a tackle, still on his feet and out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Dragging tacklers. Basha's tackling tonight has not done them any favors.
And, you know, a guy like Sykes, he seems like he could add some weight to his frame.
Oh, sure.
6'3", you know, he's got deep speed. Coach Aguano talked about that he's his burner too. That's a good target for colleges to look at, and UCLA interested in Sykes.
First down, here is Perkins to throw down the field. Pass is caught. Touchdown, Chandler once again down the field. Bryce Perkins looking, trying to keep the play alive. 31 yards. And the Wolves continue to pile it on. They lead now 34-0. Bryce Perkins.
And Daniel Mahan on the reception.
Keeping it alive, and Daniel Mahan with the catch and the score. Here's the kick. It's up. And the kick is good. This is a rough one. Minute 16 to go in the half. 35-0 Wolves. Just piling on Basha. We want to remind our viewers that Chandler Unified School District is conducting an all-male election for its maintenance and operations override reauthorization. The facts are the district would have to cut an additional $20 million out of its budget over the next 3 years without authorization for its voters. To make sure your voice is heard, make sure to mail your ballot no later than November 1st to assure the county elections department has it prior to the close of business on November 5th. Public school districts in Arizona, including Chandler, have experienced a $36 million cut to its budget. That's amounting to 17%. The override has been in place since 1989. Arizona school funding level among the lowest of any state. Please be sure to get in on the override by November 1st.
And that allows beautiful facilities like this where you can turn the lights on in such a wonderful night in the community here to watch a very impressive Chandler team.
Oh, wow. You got to call a fair catch there if you're Basha, and Zach Rukas didn't, and the Wolves just came in full speed with the big hit. And when you're up 35-0 and it's not halftime, you're going to start laying the wood.
Wesley Sutton.
Wow.
Delivers a blow right there. Yeah, when the ball hangs up, you don't call the fair. That's one where you got to call the fair catch.
You got to put your hand up in the air.
I mean, you're sitting there and you're sitting duck.
So down 35-0. A minute 16 to go. Zach Werlinger has just put together a gutty performance here tonight. He's not had time to throw. He's playing with an injured hand. Chandler's stacking the box on a first down inside handoff to Merriweather. Short gain there. The Bears are just trying to get into the locker room down 5 touchdowns.
I'll tell you, he's had a nice first half. We talk about the big uglies. That was Cruz Flores, headed up to Flagstaff. Go play for NAU, and he was right in the backfield again.
All night long they've had that. Second down and 7. 49 seconds in the half. Here's Werlinger to throw. He's trying to run with it, and he's caught and dropped. I think that's your guy.
He's officially my guy.
That's your guy.
Do they sell his jersey at the team shop? I'm going to have to go buy number 54 for the Wolves. Cruz Flores, the future lumberjack. He's found another gear here.
Well, the levels of defense for Chandler. On the defensive front, you have Hoyt, linebacker. You have Hunt, secondary, Sutton, Flores, who's going to NAU. And Basha's struggled throughout the night. Third down and long for the Bears with 10 seconds to go in the half. Here's the handoff over the right side. That's Merriweather. And that should bring us to the end of the first half. Clock ticks down. We hit all zeros. And we are at halftime with the score. Chandler Wolves 35. The Basha Bears nothing with Mark McClune. I'm Brad Sussmath on Sports360AZ.com. You too. It's all you, man. That's what we heard. That's not our call. Huh?
You guys want to shut off? Just kill your mics and then we'll shut off.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Larry Rother and I'm the principal of Chandler High School, and I'd like to welcome you to this production by our TV and video production program here at Chandler High. Since 1914, Chandler High School Hello, my name is Larry Rother and I'm the principal of Chandler High School, and I'd like to welcome you to this production by our TV and video production program. Hello, my name is Larry Rother and I'm the principal of Chandler High School, and I'd like to welcome you to this production by our TV and video production program here at Chandler High. Since 1914, Chandler High School has been recognized as a leader in our state for not only the academic successes of our students, but our accolades in athletics, the arts, and our career and technical education programs. Chandler High School is the home of the Wolves. The Arizona Department of Education has given Chandler High School a grade A, and Chandler High School has been the recipient of the Arizona Education Foundation's A+ School of Excellence Award for 11 consecutive times. We are also recognized as one of the nation's best high schools by Newsweek and the Washington Post. Chandler High School is also home to the oldest international baccalaureate program in the state of Arizona, and we are one of only 3 high schools in our state to offer this program in grades 9. Hello, my name is Larry Rother and I'm the principal of Chandler High School, and I'd like to welcome you to this production by our TV and video production program here at Chandler High. Since 1914, Chandler High School has been recognized as a leader in our state for not only the academic successes of our students, but our accolades in athletics, the arts, and our career and technical education programs. Chandler High School is the home of the Wolves. The Arizona Department of Education has given Chandler High School a grade A, and Chandler High School has been the recipient of the Arizona Education Foundation's A+ School of Excellence Award for 11 consecutive times. We are also recognized as one of the nation's best high schools by Newsweek and the Washington Post. Chandler High School is also home to the oldest international baccalaureate program in the state of Arizona, and we are one of only 3 high schools in our state to offer this program in grades 9 through 12. Since 2011, the Chandler Wolves have taken home 4 state championships, 2 in girls track, 1 in boys track, and 1 in wrestling. Our arts programs have traveled across the nation to perform, and in 2013, the CHS Color Guard was Arizona State Champions. And finally, Chandler High School proudly boasts 11 career and technical education programs that perform among the top programs in the state. Again, thank you for taking time to view this event. Chandler High is proud of our tradition of excellence. Chandler High is the school of champions, and our students are champions inside the classroom, in our extracurricular activities, and on the athletic field. Go Wolves!
Well, welcome back. Just about set to start the second half here at Chandler High School. The Wolves lead 35-0 coming out of the locker room. Mark McClune, Brad Sesmat enjoying this one. Good to be back in the booth. Good to be calling the action, and so far it's been all Chandler.
When's the last time you called a game?
Man, 2 years ago. Can you tell? Are we shaking off the rust here?
When you have a 35-0 blowout. But you never know. That's the beauty of sports. And when you have games like this is where we pull out all the one-liners. This is where we tell all the stories.
This is we're going to talk Houston Oilers, Buffalo Bills.
That's it.
Because being from Texas, playing high school football in Texas, not only is that a very painful memory, 35-3, the Oilers blew that lead in the NFL playoffs, but that same year, John Tyler and Plano East played this amazing playoff game where Plano East rallied from 28 points down only to have John Tyler return an onside kickoff for a touchdown. So it could happen. Look that one up on YouTube as your second screen experience as we start the second half here from Chandler High School. It's caught by the up back for Chandler, and 31-yard line is where the Wolves will take over. That's Danny Mahan, number 24, who caught a touchdown in the first half.
Tackle by Caleb McCray. I'll be interested to see for Chandler, how do you not come out without a little bit of a letdown, or do you just keep putting the pedal to the metal? And for Basha, this is all about pride. This is really a spot where you look at the players and what do the coaches say to them at halftime? Do the coaches challenge them? Do they fold their tents and this just gets completely out of control? Do they play better, harder here in the second half?
Perkins surveys the line of scrimmage. That's Bryce Perkins, who 8 of 15 in the first half, 158 yards, 3 touchdowns. And he will hand it off. Nope, keep it himself, and he's bottled up in his own backfield. Bryce Perkins trying to get away, and he's tracked down by Christian Medeiros of the Basha Bears. So a good start for the Basha defense, which had a good start for the game until things got away from them just a little bit.
Well, Bryce Perkins, you had those stats there. Remember, he's only a junior, and they have a terrific sophomore quarterback behind him as well. Perkins with offers from Arizona State, from UCLA. He hasn't made up his mind as of yet. Again, just a junior.
Todd Graham's rumored to be here somewhere. Maybe watching Perkins, who's going to throw across the middle. He had a man. Penalty flag comes in late. He was looking for number 1, Elijah Sykes, and just off his hands. Let's check the penalty, and it looks like an illegal man downfield.
You know, for Chandler, the way that their season has gone, Mark, if the playoffs were to start today, Mountain Point would be the top seed. Westview would probably be number 2. I saw Westview earlier this year against Basha, a terrific team that doesn't get a lot of attention. So much of the focus is out.
Churning up the rushing yards out there?
Just churning it out. All the football attention, quite honestly, here in Arizona is to the schools in the Southeast Valley, and Westview's over on the west side. They are a tough squad. And then you have Chandler after that.
There's Perkins going to put it up top. He's got Deontay Sykes. Deontay Sykes puts up a hand. He wants a call, and he won't get it. Number 9 over there on coverage for Bernie Buskin's Basha Bears. And that's Jared Lumley. Had to kind of climb the mountain there against a very big, very thick Sykes, but Lumley checks in at 5'11", 160, has given him 4 inches and 40 pounds.
Yeah, Lumley there, he was lucky he was behind on the coverage. The pass was a little bit short. 3rd down and a country mile for Chandler.
19 to be exact, though they had emptied the backfield, but now Chase Lucas makes an adjustment as Basha shows blitz. They back off, and Perkins is flushed, and he drops it off to his running back. And I'll make that his receiver, and that's Danny Mahan, but not nearly enough. And Chandler going to have to kick it away, opening possession here of the second half.
It's a good stop there by Basha.
Well,
the Bears, if you're a Bears fan, wherever you're watching or across the country, you're just hoping to get something going. And the guy back deep, Doc O'Connor, is that kid that can do it back at the 40-yard line.
Perkins is your punter. O'Connor had a bit of an issue just getting going tonight. He's very dangerous, and it's a low kick that's going to hit before midfield, but it won't make it to O'Connor. He'll watch it roll to rest at the 43-yard line, and that's where Zach Werlander And the rest of the Basha Bears will set up shop. But back to those stats, Kyle Odegaard does such a good job out here for the East Valley.
Leaving. Kyle Odegaard's leaving.
He's leaving the high school scene, but he's going pro. He's going straight from high school to the pros, isn't he?
Wow, he's been called up to the big games, going to work for the Arizona Cardinals. But tonight is his final high school game, Kyle Odegaard.
Now follow him on Twitter, Kyle_Odegaard. His first half stats, he's got Perkins 8 of 15. And back to that in a minute is Werlinger with 3 wide receivers to the bottom of his screen is going to throw. He's got a little bit of heat. He fires and got a completion close to the sticks. That's number 83, Hunter. And can we call him Bad Moon Rising as a freshman?
You might as well start that. Yeah, go ahead, Mark. It's all yours. Claim it now, because for the next 4 years, every broadcaster after you will say they had it first.
And how many news stations are going to have the shot of the moon, shot of the dad scoring in the Super Bowl for the Green Bay Packers? He's at the top of your screen. That's O'Connor in the slot, bottom of your screen. More heat on Werlinger, who drops it off to O'Connor, and he's popped.
Wow.
By number 4, Tony Navarez. And I don't think he... Did he? Yep, they're going to move the chains. First down.
That's a big hit there by Chandler. Nice little slip screen underneath the O'Connor. You go back to Hunter Rison, and you don't want to talk up freshmen too much, but I will here. The conversation about Hunter Rison, he's already on a lot of people's radar screens. They know he's going to be a special one.
Give it to Merriweather. Merriweather bottled up, but he slips a tackle and dives forward to the 40. Jefferson Hunt had Merriweather in his mitts, but able to get away. And Merriweather, 14 rushes, 38 yards in the first half. Those were some hard yards.
Well, this is a time where he's got to show what he's all about. He's got to be a tough kid. He's had a groin injury. He had to fight through, missed 3 games. And I think the coaches would like to see him put his nose down there and get dirty a little bit more. Oof.
Looking for Rison. He can't make the play, and he is popped coming up from his corner spot. Number 1 for Chandler.
That's a big hit there. Chandler.
Elijah Sykes.
You're hearing a lot of pops tonight, Mark. A lot of pops, a lot of oohs and ahs in the crowds. They're putting some big hits on Basha.
So a 3rd down and 5 from the 40. 9:26 to play here, third quarter. Chandler leads 35-0 after a big first half, but had to kick it away in the opening possession of the second half. Werlinger fires across the middle. He had O'Connor. O'Connor took 1 step with the football, but couldn't haul it in. And that's a 4th and 5.
Second drop of the night for Doc O'Connor, and he knows you got to catch that football. No excuses, especially when you're down in a football game 35-0. Very uncharacteristic for the junior.
And now O'Connor comes off the field. He's going to come off the field.
He's not happy
Brandon
with himself.
Yamato checks in the game. He's in the slot at the bottom of your screen on a 4th and 5 here, and you got to go if you're the Bears. Werlinger under heat again. He fires, and another tip, incompletion. Joe Storm had a mid on it. The ball was just behind him, and Chandler takes over on downs.
Couple of passes that receivers were able to get their hands on, a couple of big hits by the Wolves, and the football goes back over to Chandler.
So let's go back to those stats tweeted out by Kyle_Odegaard. He's got Bryce Perkins, 8 of 15, 158 yards in the first half. Chase Lucas, 68 yards rushing, 26 yards receiving. The 68 seems a little low, but he did catch the ball a couple times and split time in the backfield a little bit.
9:17 to go in the third quarter. It's 35-0 Chandler.
Well, here's Lucas, and Lucas has a big hole and puts his head down and plows his way into Basha territory. Brock Heffron made the tackle, but that was like slowing down a locomotive.
You know, your DJ Foster comparison, it's growing on me a little bit.
Well, just a sophomore.
The burst there. See him during track season.
Well, they give it to him again, and here goes Chase Lucas into the Basha Bears secondary. Cuts outside. He's to the 20. He picks up 25 yards and doesn't look like he has to break a sweat to do it.
No, it's a good way to put it, Mark. I don't want to use the word effortless, but
he just ran somebody over, and then
it was not a big deal to him. It's just like, get out of my way. I'm on the run here. I'm doing my thing.
Just how relaxed he looks.
Yeah. Very impressive young man.
He takes to the sidelines. They give it to Zach Galbraith, the senior, and the senior dragging people with him across the 20 to call it the 19.
Well, 2 years ago, Basha won this game 58-41. Last year, Chandler was down 17-0, and they came all the way back to beat Basha 41-31. This year, this has been no contest. After about the first 5 minutes of the game, it's been all Chandler and then some.
I think I called that game 2 years ago. It was the Kyle Duran days and the Kismajangi days. And that Chandler team was loaded. Paul Perkins, who's now at UCLA.
You had Nate Phillips on the field for Basha, who's killing it down in Tucson right now.
Touchdowns, right? He caught the game-winning touchdown last week, didn't he?
Yeah, former Basha Bear Nate Phillips playing at U of A as a freshman.
Well, this time it's going to be Bryce Perkins, brother of Paul. He makes a move into the end zone, and Chandler puts its 41st point on the board tonight. The Wolves are running away with this one, literally.
Missed tackle, missed tackle, missed tackle. It's just a rough night for the coaching staff on the far side of the field for Basha. And you have to give a lot of credit to Chandler, just the athleticism, the speed, the strength. Just working right through and around a lot of the Basha defenders on that drive.
On to attempt the extra point for Chandler. Number 87, Scott Knudsen, who's been perfect tonight. He's gotten a lot of work. We talk about Paul Perkins at UCLA. His brother Bryce Perkins, that's a run that's going to turn the eyes around the Pac-12. That's a junior, folks.
He'll put that one on his tape. Hey, reminder to our viewers as you're enjoying the game here on sports360az.com. The Chandler Unified School District is conducting an all-male election. Not an all-male review, not all M-A-L-E male. All-male, M-A-I-L, and I shouldn't joke about this. It's conducting an all-male election for its maintenance and operations override reauthorization. Facts are the district would have to cut an additional $20 million out of its budget over the next 3 years without authorization from you, the voters. To make sure your voice is heard, make sure to mail your ballot no later than November 1 to assure the county elections department has it prior to the close of business on November 5.
Terrell Flanagan in to kick it away, and it will be caught at the 9, and that is number 2 for Basha.
Austin
Williams. And Williams takes it out to about the 30.
When you're doing a game like this, it's a lot of fun to be out on a Friday night, just as much fun for me as on a Saturday at an ASU game or Sunday at an NFL game. It's all football. It's all different levels. Love being out, all of it. Got a text earlier tonight from the principal of Basha High School. I thought I was getting called into the principal's office.
Again?
Yeah, I know. I've been in Ken James' office too many times. But he's watching the game tonight out in Georgia. So, principal, while your school is down 42-0, enjoy your time in Georgia.
And they're playing hard as Merriweather, check that, Werlinger puts it up into double coverage, and check the number there at the top of your screen, number 8, Ryan Robertson, couldn't make the play. And you mentioned just what a great feel this is, the community. This is the 40th class reunion for the class of 73 for the Chandler Wolves tonight.
Yeah, they let us know before we started. It's our 40th reunion. You better give Chandler High some love here tonight.
Madam President Chris Humphreys.
Look out.
Oh, that was Hunt, and he got it away. Werlinger did. Werlinger still down on the field. Jefferson Hunt continues to lay the wood. He did get that away to Merriweather, but that's another one he's going to feel in the morning, and you see right there why Jefferson Hunt is going to be a Wildcat next year.
Blindside blitz. Werlinger didn't see him coming. Absolutely crushed Zach Werlinger, and I'm surprised Zach still was able to pull himself out. A fierce competitor, Zach Werlinger.
Here he comes again. They bring over Merriweather to block. Hunt shows blitz, and he backs off mercifully. Werlinger fires. It's caught by Joe Storm, and Joe Storm cuts it back to the middle of the field. And that was a 3rd down, so that sets up a 4th down and 3.
Obviously, Basha wanted to just get anything going here to not have a 0 on the scoreboard by the end of the game. But Chandler has put some big hits tonight. It's been a highlight reel night for, if you're a Chandler Wolves fan, some of the hits tonight,
well,
especially J.R. Hunt.
Well, let's keep an eye on him. Here he comes once again. They run up the middle, and Merriweather has a first down for the Basha Bears.
It's a good call there. Everybody was looking for the pass, and Merriweather's got to get that first down, some tough yards for them. And, you know, if we talk just on a standpoint of postseason here, I mentioned earlier Chandler is probably behind Westview and Mountain Point when we're talking about playoff positioning, but nonetheless would be hosting the first round or first couple of rounds of playoffs.
Well, they fires and hits again. This is Brandon Yamamoto. Check that. And Yamamoto has it into Wolf territory, and this is really the first time that Basha, I think, got into Chandler territory in the opening drive, but since then they've had trouble moving the football.
Picking up the tempo here a little bit.
Werlinger again fires. He's got Ryan Robertson, and Ryan Robertson has 8. Picking up the tempo and trying to take it on home, get in the end zone here. 5 minutes and counting here, third quarter. It's been all Chandler so far.
For Basha, back on the playoff picture, it's just trying to get in, but even so, they would open with Mountain Point in all likelihood as a 1 versus 16. Tough deal.
Yeah, no one wants any part of Mountain Point, and it's picked off. Werlinger is picked off, and it's going back the other way for Chandler. Number 15.
Mason Moran, the sophomore.
Yeah, the backup quarterback, who we haven't seen tonight play quarterback, but he's been playing safety, doing an admirable job. And, you know, he's a guy that could probably play quarterback anywhere in the Southeast Valley right now. He's that good. But, you know, biding his time as a sophomore with a junior in front of him at quarterback and Bryce Perkins, and kills the Basha drive right there. Werlinger had looked really good to that point.
I think he's trying to get the ball to Robertson, and Moran read it the whole way and just jumped the route.
And
nicely done.
He's got a clock in his head knowing that J.R. Hunt is coming around the corner at any moment and going to lower the boom. So Chandler back to work. They give it to Colbreth, and the senior is stacked up by a whole host of Basha Bears. Number 93, Carlos Guerrero, giving credit for the stop.
You know, for Chandler, it's 6-2 on the season. In the last 2 weeks, they've outscored opponents 132-16 coming into this game. Now it's up to 174-16 last 3 weeks.
Perkins looking for Mitch McCulley. McCulley hauls it in at the 35, and Chandler Wolves will move the chains once again.
Boy, Bryce Perkins rather, showing me a lot here tonight.
And
standing in the pocket, waiting. He's not being pressured at all, so he's able to just pick his spots.
They'll give it to Colbreth, coming around the corner, cutting it up. Here goes Zach Colbreth down the sidelines, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 10. And Chandler continues to chew up yards at will here in the third quarter.
Yeah, another methodical drive. You can see the players on the field for Basha's defense, a lot of hands on hips, gasping for air. They've been on the field entirely too long tonight. There have not been the sustained drives by the Basha offense.
The senior Colbreth again cuts it back. He is to about the 7, set up a second down. And you know, the Perkins family's having quite a weekend because Bryce tonight, pretty solid performance here against a crosstown rival, and then you got UCLA and Oregon. They got to fly out tomorrow, go see that game.
Yeah, Brett Hundley, of course, former Chandler Wolf, going to be on the field there trying to get it done for the Bruins tomorrow night.
Coming around the corner on the end around and into the end zone is number 18, Terrell Flanagan, and it is officially blowout city here tonight in Chandler, Arizona.
Broke through another couple of tackles. 48-0 Chandler over Basha. I think the band's going to run out of air for Chandler over on the sideline. They've been playing some. Their mascot's still doing push-ups tonight, is he?
You know, I don't see. Is it Wally the Wolf? What's the mascot out here?
If Todd Graham finally got over here after the Hamilton game, he's going to look up at the scoreboard and say, well, what did I miss?
Well, you should check out Sports 360 AZ.
Oh, that nice. Listen to you. That's a nice
What do you got?
little-
What do you got going on? What else is going on the site? What do you got going on this week?
Well, right now there's a couple other games going on. If you're a high school football fan and you're sitting here watching this, we're just here to entertain you because it's 49-0 Chandler. So there's not much football, but we'll have some fun in the final quarter.
And this is really one of the first sites in the country that you can really one-stop shopping. This is
Well,
you're looking at the future here.
Here's the thing on this. So the kids from Chandler are putting this broadcast together. We're merely the voices of these games, but this is all student production. When I was in high school, I would have loved to have the opportunity to be a part of a broadcast, whether it was technically. We got some really good kids behind the scenes here, some good students at Chandler High. This is all student production led. The cameramen, the audio operators. On our site tonight, right down back on the homepage, you can go check out the Hamilton game and the Perry game, and it's all student broadcasters, even the kids doing the game. So, at Arizona State, they have kids in their broadcast department there that get practical experience. My belief is give them the opportunity in high school as freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. So we're having some fun with this.
Well, giving them quite the opportunity to watch one of the best teams in the state right now, the Chandler Wolves. But back come Basha the other way, and here we go. Goodbye.
I don't know.
Well, we'll see. Touchdown saving tackle there made by, was it number 30 or number 84?
It's Austin Williams with the return for Basha, and
it was either Kyle Crowley.
They are saying number 30 for Chandler.
Then that is Keegan Hammonds just saved a touchdown, and you can bet that Keegan Hammonds is going to get the equivalent of a helmet sticker after this one.
Keegan Hammonds over on the sidelines. He's doubled over. His teammates are coming over to him saying, hey, good job, and he's just saying, I'm out of air.
Where's
I'm
the
out
water?
of air.
Can I have a couple of those water bottles? Is that good? Yeah, he's getting an attaboy, a slap on the helmet right now by Riley Collier.
Film session on Monday. It's, okay, we got beat here on special teams, but this is what you're supposed to do. Never give up.
Sure.
Never, ever give up. We want to keep a 0 on the scoreboard if you're a Chandler Wolf fan watching this.
And something tells me that Keegan Hammonds might earn a little more playing time after that one. He might. I mean, he preserved the shutout.
You and I have been talking about Todd Graham being here all night. The audience is probably worn out on that, and I'm still looking around on the far sidelines. The text I got earlier, I think I see him on the far sideline right by the goal line with his arms crossed. I don't know if that's him. Looks like Todd Graham. But we were told before the game that he was going to be here tonight, and he wants to, and I was getting text messages from the Hamilton parents and some coaches that he was over there, and he's going to make his way down Arizona Avenue. See if Basha can score.
Werlinger to throw, and he is dropped to the ground on a blindside blitz. Tony Navarez.
I don't think he's going to get up on that one, is he? Oh, he's going to get up again. Wow.
He is a tough customer.
He's taken an absolute beating tonight by Chandler.
And I said blindside. He was just blinded off the play fake. And he looked up, and Navarez was right in his kitchen. And that was one of those NFL. I mean, those are the hits that you grew up seeing.
There's been a lot of those tonight, Mark. I mean, there's been a lot of running free, aiming, missiling, projectiling right at Zach Werlinger, and
sure.
He's playing hurt already as a hand injury suffered in the Hamilton game. You know, he's 6'2", 186 pounds is what they list him as. I see a little bit of Taylor Kelly in him and the ability to keep plays alive.
Sure.
And the scrambling ability. You know, Kyle Allen, the quarterback at Desert Mountain High School, is going to Texas A&M, and rightly so. But when you have a kid with a 4.6 grade point average, a terrific kid on campus at Basha High, from my understanding, a fierce competitor. NAU asked for some tape on him this week. ASU is aware of him. U of A would like for him to come down and visit. UNLV and Utah State have shown some interest in Zach Werlinger. He may be taking a pounding, but boy, tonight he's showing me an awful lot.
He hands it off to Doc O'Connor, who has to go backward to throw a pass left-handed, wide open in the end zone and caught for a touchdown. It looks like a penalty flag is down, but Kendall Griffin and the Basha Bears are in the end zone for the first time tonight. Did I see a penalty flag?
I think they picked it up.
They picked up the penalty flag, and the Bears are on the board.
It's a play that Basha ran earlier this year against Westview. A little trickery there. And Doc O'Connor with a little left-handed pass and touchdown.
You wouldn't expect it. The last thing you'll expect is O'Connor coming around the corner. He pulls up left-handed and fires. Right. And Kendall Griffin is standing. I mean,
there was nobody around Kendall Griffin.
He was standing there for about 10 seconds uncovered.
Yeah. Well, in a trick play when you're down 49-0, you just want to get on the scoreboard. Chandler's been playing uber aggressive tonight, just pinning their ears back and coming after Basha and throwing them around on the field. It was a good call there by Basha off the timeout, and take the ball out of Zach Werlinger's hands a little bit and give him a breather and just give it to a kid who can make a play.
On to attempt the extra point for Basha. Number 29.
Cade Thompson, a junior.
And Thompson boots it through. 49-7 here. 3:24. So play in the third quarter. We'll be right back. Chandler leads. Back to live action here at Chandler. Basha scores to make it 49-7. Chandler will get the ball back. 3:24 to play, and it hits off an up man, and Chandler's going to get good field position. Jeray Mills, who blocked the punt and really changed the game, kind of looked surprised but also looked excited. That was his chance to return a kickoff and did a little dancing, but the entire Bear kickoff team was on him in a hurry.
Okay, so I have a question for you. You threw out your DJ Foster thing earlier, and actually they're going to have the clock just run out the end of the quarter here with a 42-point lead. It's going to be running clock. 49-7. I'll get to that question on the other side. We're through three quarters with the score. Chandler 49, Basha 7. Start of the fourth quarter with Mark McClune from CBS 5 in Phoenix. I'm Brad Susmat. It is 49-7, the Chandler Wolves all over the Basha Bears. Change at quarterback, and for the first time running the football, that's Mason Moran, the sophomore. Moran to the outside of the 40, the 35, the 30, down at the 25-yard line.
He picks off a pass in the third quarter and starts the fourth quarter with a long run, and you see right there why Chandler's got a good problem at quarterback. They have two of them.
Well, Mason Moran, I've heard about Mason Moran a couple of years ago. You hear about kids as they're coming up through the system and coming up through the ranks out in the Southeast Valley, and yeah, very talented sophomore player. So my question to you, Mr. McClune, you're the big TV star over at CBS 5, and you're out here doing a high school game tonight, doing some play-by-play in color. How do you like it?
I love it. This is my favorite thing to do.
Here's Chandler with the football. You know what I mean? Sitting at a desk and doing highlights versus this?
I really enjoy that. I've been doing that for almost 15 years now, but
Yeah,
this is growing up in Texas.
right?
This is what we
how's the
did.
high school football in Arizona compared to Texas?
It's getting there, and it's
That's
getting
his
better
way of
every
saying-
year.
That's his way of saying it's not there.
Well, you don't have the
Yes?
teetering on insanity. Like, you don't
Oh,
have.
no, I disagree.
It's
There's
a-
teetering on insanity out in the Southeast Valley.
Yeah, okay, but it's a whole new level of insanity in
Oh,
Texas,
I see.
and it's good. It is an entertaining product, and I that's why I'm out here.
It's Chandler with the football, trying to turn the corner and out of bounds.
I mean, I played in front of 15,000 people routinely.
So the crowd tonight, we probably had about half that,
Yeah,
7,500.
yeah.
But 15,000 fans, and they'd get to the game 2 hours, 3 hours earlier in Texas.
You know,
they
some of
just
that is the
roll in.
Friday Night Light stuff. It's
Yeah.
about normal. I mean, you go back and watch that Odessa Permian movie.
Yeah.
They didn't play in the Astrodome in front of 65,000. That's a little bit of Hollywood. And Hollywood has sort of grown the legend, but it's a big deal. And you have people showing up for practices, and it's
Well, the mayor of Chandler had a bet on the Chandler-Hamilton game, and I think he had to wear a Chandler jersey today. First down,
and by the way, I mean this
yeah.
has raised the stakes in this. I think Chandler finally won.
Well, they finally won the way that they won. And, Sean Iguano was talking to Mark and I down on the field before the game about how that win itself may have taken a lot of pressure off of the backsides of Chandler and taken their program to a different level now. They're playing with a different type of swagger because they were finally able to get the job done and beat the arch rival. And tonight has just been an old-fashioned tail kicking. There's no other way to put it.
And we talked about it coming on the air. This could have gone a lot of ways, and the way Basha played in the beginning, you thought we might have a ball game, but Chandler threw the switch.
Bernie Buskin, I sat in his office yesterday afternoon for almost 2 hours just going over storylines and angles. And at the end, I said, so what do you think about tomorrow night? He said, honestly, it could be 50-0 Chandler. It could be 50-0 us. And he was almost right.
Sure.
It's 49-7 Chandler. Clock running. We're in a running clock situation here with 8:20 to go in the football game. Chandler's got their backups in at quarterback, Mason Moran. But, I want to follow up with you after this play on when you're there doing the TV side. Here's Moran, 15, and drop down at the 12-yard line. If you're in Texas on a Friday night, how much time would you be given to do high school football on TV?
You'd get the back end of the newscast. You get the whole show. You'd get, same thing I got in Southern Oregon.
Fly around on a helicopter. They do that.
Sure.
They go that
Oh, you
crazy?
remember, Giff Nielsen?
Yeah, I've heard the
Giff
name.
Nielsen landed his helicopter. I don't think he was a pilot. On the 50-yard line of my high school football field.
Never forgot it.
The
The
former
same
quarterback.
Gifford Nielsen that went to BYU.
Sure.
That
That
Giff
guy.
Nielsen.
Yeah. Quarterback of the Houston Oilers. We were team of the week.
4th and 7, and Chandler says, we're just going to go for it. Here's Moran. The 10. He's dropped down at the 7-yard line. He'll be short of the first down, and the ball and downs should go over to the Basha Bears.
You bring up a good point here, Brad. I need to get a helicopter. I don't know why I don't have my own helicopter. I just fly around it.
Here's my point on this, though. So it's Friday night, and this is a weekend where Arizona State has the weekend off. And on Sunday, the Cardinals will be playing the Atlanta Falcons, and all the media will be out at the Falcons-Cardinals game on Sunday afternoon. I understand that. Totally get that. But I do believe that there's a place to be out at not just a high school game or two, but to make a bigger deal out of it. And like what we're doing here is giving these kids the opportunity. If they want to do the play-by-play tonight, I wouldn't be here blabbing away. You wouldn't be here tonight if they had someone who was ready to do it. And some of the other schools, they have some kids that want to try it out. But to give them the opportunity.
That's what high school's all about. That's why everybody's here. If parents are here watching their kids, whether they're the cheerleader, they're in the band, they're on the field, they're one of the trainers.
New quarterback for Basha. I think Zach Werlinger is
And
had it for the night. That's Jake Suttereth, number 12.
a tip of the cap to Whirlinger is winning the Tough Guy Award tonight.
I mean, how many times did he get blindsided tonight? How many times did he get just thrown down and it looked like there's not a chance of him coming back up? 2nd down and 8. Merriweather with the carry. But I think that if you look at the high school football season this year, with the playoffs coming up, Mountain Point has been dominant. But as the season has progressed, I think Westview's gotten better. I really like what I've seen out of Chandler here tonight. Hamilton is always one of those schools that sits there in the middle of the season and they're kind of, they don't look that great. And then they get into postseason. They just go on a roll. It's about when you get hot. And after the first 3-4 minutes tonight, next week, Chandler's just got to make sure they go out and take care of business next week at Highland. They're on the road next week against the Hawks. Highland's not going to be an easy out. But Chandler should be 8-2. And they've got enough talent, skill talent, and certainly their defense tonight. You and I saw it. Their defense has shown enough that they can be a team to reckon with when it gets to the postseason. They wouldn't play Mountain Point if they finish as the number 2 seed. They wouldn't play Mountain Point until the title game.
Well, if Chandler can beat Hamilton, then anything can happen in Arizona high school football.
Well, but here's and I took some heat from some people on this. I wrote a little note. Yes, and for you Chandler Wolves fans, just relax. Just hear me out on this. Yes, you beat Hamilton in the regular season, and I'm not going to demean that. It was great that you finally broke the streak. When you beat them in the postseason, it will go to a whole nother level.
Well, we saw that in the playoffs here.
Robertson with the catch. Robertson's run out of bounds.
2 years ago.
35-yard line.
2 years ago on this very field, Chandler had Hamilton on the ropes.
There's been so many years where Chandler had Hamilton on the ropes and they let him off.
Jackson Hood ripped the ball away.
Yep.
And when Hamilton wins the game, they play again in the playoffs, and it wasn't even close. Steve Bellis shut down the passing attack of Daryl Garrettson, who's here tonight, the former Wolf quarterback who's now at Utah State.
And it wasn't even fans are going crazy when you're talking about this.
I realize that, but that's what makes it great. That's what's going to make it grow. Is you got to get your heart broken a little bit.
There's Merriweather with the carry there. But
you got to care.
Be able to win in the postseason.
Sure.
You've got to be able to, and again, not taking away anything that Chandler did when they beat Hamilton early in the year. The point is, get back to me when it's playoffs, get back to me when it's postseason, and when you're able to take out some of these teams.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
Oh, sure.
And after a 17-year drought,
that
was a message. That was we're no longer. This is a 2-team town now. It's no longer the hammer and the nail.
3 minutes clock running in the ball game, and I'd say Basha has been that team that, they and Chandler have sparred back and forth. Basha had Hamilton beat a couple of weeks ago. Basha had Hamilton beat last year, couldn't put it. So they're still in that mode with Hamilton. Chandler has been able to break through. Now can they do it in postseason? This year's postseason is going to be about as wide open. I'm expecting some upsets along the way where people are saying a school like Highland won? A school like Westview.
Sure.
Nobody's giving Westview much love or much attention. I think this Chandler team, for the longtime high school observers, they're a good team. They'll make it to the second or third round, and then they'll lose. Well, let's see. I think they've got more than enough to win a title. Almost picked off there.
Yeah, but like you're saying, you can say that about a number of teams.
No, I agree with that.
You got injuries. You got to get hot. The thing that Chandler has going for it is just that mojo, that swagger. We beat Hamilton. We're on a roll. We got a running clock against Basha. If the clock's not running, they might be able to hang 100 on them tonight.
And in one sense, this is a big, big step for Chandler. And for Basha, this is just a crusher because they'd lost. Passes dropped by Risen. Basha had come into this game, played the toughest schedule of anybody, 7 of the top 10 teams this season. A loss tonight, their playoff seeding, this is going to put them probably, if they make it, as the 16th seed or thereabouts, which means they would likely open with Mountain Point, likely at Mountain Point. And for all the good things that people at Basha had seen this season, a 3-point loss to Highland was a tough one last week. They didn't play well, but the 1-point loss to Hamilton, the Westview game had its moments. This is a big setback tonight for Basha.
Sure,
There's no other way to put this. Let us sit here and sugarcoat this. This is a big step back for them to just come in here. And Mark, you saw it. They got dominated in every way, every shape, and every form in this game.
And to think at the beginning of the game they had a little bit of momentum, if not for that early interception. You know, you go back to the story of the game, and Marlo Sean Franklin picks off a pass, and then they get a punt blocked, and it snowballs. And I think that just shows how perfect Basha has to be each week. That there are a couple of mistakes that maybe the talent isn't there. They have to be disciplined.
Well, I think that you brought up the right word there, discipline. The discipline of them tonight is Chandler's just going to take a knee, and I think that may be about it. The discipline of Basha tonight on the very first play, the fumbled kickoff.
Sure.
Puts them back deep on the very first play of the game. And
they got to be perfect.
I think the refs are even going to, they may run one more, take a knee, and that's it.
Well, they come to their feet out here at Austin Field. You get the sense this sort of has the expectations grow each week.
That's going to do it. They're going to run out on the field. We thank you for joining us. The final score is the clock hits all zeros. Chandler Wolves 49, the Basha Bears 7. For Mark McClune, I'm Brad Sussmat. Have a great night.